Hey everybody, it's Jeff Beers here. Today I'm going to share with you some digital ad tips to help you get the most out of your advertising budget. And don't forget, if you enjoy digital marketing news, tips, and career advice, then please subscribe to the channel. Alright, when we first jump into a digital ad campaign, the most important thing, of course, is to figure out what we expect the end result to be. Now, 9 times out of 10, this is just a sale or a conversion, so we're going to keep things simple for this short video and assume that we're selling a product like a business book. So when you're going through your digital advertising campaign, you want to think about how you would structure your ad. Obviously, it depends on the platform, but for the sake of argument, we're just going to assume there is a headline and a link and a landing page, right? And sometimes if you're doing Facebook or Instagram, instead of a headline, then there's just going to be an image with some kind of headline-ish text on it. For our business book, we'll argue that we're trying to sell a book that helps people connect with millennial employees, just to make one up here. So obviously, you're going to have a headline that captures the attention of managers. How to connect with millennial employees is the basic one. Then you're going to have a link that leads to your landing page, and on the landing page you'll talk about, you know, the 5 or 6 things to make your book special. You might have some reviews on it, you might have some endorsements from other people, and then you're going to have a buy button. So that's the fundamentals. Now, from a testing standpoint, we don't want to put all of our eggs into this one single campaign that we wrote out one time with, you know, this headline and this link and just throw $6 million into it. Instead, we want to set up some variations and let the customers sort out what the best performing one is. So it's a lot like throwing a bunch of stuff against the wall. If you think about the Instagram example, we want to have 4 or 5 different images. They can be approximately the same, but there should be a pretty obvious variation in each one. The more successful the campaign is, the more you can get granular. I think for most people's purposes, you can go with, let's say, 4 different images, each with a different background color, each with a slightly different view of the book cover or a quote from inside the book or a logo in a different place. And of course, the headline by itself should be slightly different. That gives you 4 variations of an ad that you can see what is the click-through rate on. From there, we have our destination page, right? Our landing page. And for each of the landing pages, you want to have, honestly, they're harder to make, so we'll say we'll have 3 variations of our landing page. And we're going to see which variations we want to do with those, probably based on the feedback we get from the ad. So again, let's make sure that we're matching colors and we're matching headlines best that you can, so you can start to tell what resonates with people. Now, you can use a landing page software that will sort some of these variations out for you, but another idea is just to simply have different landing pages, different URLs. If you're just running it for ad campaigns, just set up 3 different URLs, because it gives you the ability to look at landing pages in a silo versus the combination of an ad flowing to a combination of landing pages. It starts to get a little murky after a bit, but for a simple campaign, you should be able to just create 3 quick landing pages, just copy the HTML over to a different URL, change a few things, and poof, you've got your test. Now, when it comes to conversions, this is where things, you know, start to fall apart for a lot of people. You know, you got the ad, you started to identify what people like, they come, but why didn't they buy the book, you know, on this particular moment? And I would say that the reason that this is so difficult is because we really don't know what state the person is in, okay? If they're just riding on the subway, for example, without Wi-Fi, they very well might be interested in your book, but they just don't feel like going to Amazon or whipping out their credit card or anything like that at that one moment, right? So obviously we can spend more money on retargeting later, which is great. But another option is to think about what conversion we actually want people to do. If we know that it may not be the right time to buy, what if we emailed the first chapter? You know, what if we offered some sharing options for people to put it on social and get some feedback? There's a lot of different ways to have a successful conversion, and you can't always base it 110% on the sale. So I would argue that testing your conversion goal is just as important as testing the other more fundamental aspects of an ad campaign. Okay, so just to rewind, you want to test variations of the ad. Pretty substantial test there. I would throw at least 5 of them at the wall. This includes new headline, new colors, new pictures, new text, you name it. Let's get new versions out there. Then you want to actually test the landing page. What happens when people land on these pages, right? How long do they stay? It's really easy in the beginning just to throw 3 or 4 different variations out. Don't get super granular with, you know, this text was bold, I said him or her. You know, just throw completely different variations out there. Let's start chopping off large swaths of success here. And then finally, let's think about the conversion, understanding where people might be, what they might be doing, and see if we can generate a longer term interest in this business book. Sometimes I think that an email, read the first chapter, gives you a better chance of selling your book later on. And it keeps you connected with potentially interested readers in case you want to have a sale or something like that later. So those are 3 quick ways to attack your digital ad campaign. Please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. My name's Jeff Beers. I'll see you on the next video.